Right now we're living in the French Pyrenees, and you can see them behind me, gorgeous, right up here in front of me, big snow-capped mountains of Andorra. Yesterday we went up through Andorra. It's gorgeous, awesome ski resorts into northern Spain. You see this gorgeous cathedral right here next to me. But where we are in these mountains, it's usually tight valleys, and you can see this. The sun's up, it's midday, and this mountain over here is completely in shade, and this mountain over here is in the sun. And a lot of these valleys here are real tight valleys, houses built along these beautiful rivers. And these valleys in the shade are icy. When we drive down in there, just ice and I mean, everything frozen, the hillside, and they stay that way even in the hottest part of the day. When the other side's cleared and sunny and really warm, you feel the temperature difference just going in there. And as I was driving through and out running in the last few days, I just had this aha, right, of a great life lesson that a lot of us are like that. We sometimes live our lives in the shadows, and it can get kind of cold and frigid and a little bit miserable. And literally, you guys, it's just this dividing line of one is bright and warm and comfortable and enjoy. We go hiking on this side with our kids and avoid that side because you get in there and it's just, well, it's frigid. And of course, there's a beauty to that ice and the snow. But for this lesson, I realized, we have to invite the light in. And too many of us stay in the shadows and we don't get enough light. And it makes a huge difference in our lives. How? Maybe it's our attitude, right? If you're always in the shadows, your attitude kind of gets negative and pessimistic. And it's easy, even when life is great, it's easy to kind of get in a slump, right, of negativity and start thinking negatively. And if you don't let any light in, you just kind of, and you start to complain and get frustrated and you start to think your life is miserable. But on the other hand, if you let some light in, right? The light of serving others, the light of a great book or a great movie, light of some inspiration, some meditation, some quiet time, some prayer, whatever it is, some journaling, some gratitude, whoo, man, it just changes everything. It changes your perspective, changes your paradigm, changes your attitude. And that's the difference, right? The same valley here, one's kind of in the shadows, pessimism, the other's in the shadows, or out in the light and the optimism, right? It affects your relationships. Are your relationships kind of in the shadows right now? Or are they in the light? Kindness, love, forgiveness, patience. That's the light. Again, great books. You guys be constantly reading great books. I read 50 to 75 books every year and have for the last couple of decades. Constantly reading great books that are just sources of light. Inspiring videos like this and others. Just get good light, great conversations, good friendships, right? We've got to get light into our lives, and that affects our relationships. How about your health? Is your health, are you awake, energized, and alive? Like in the sun over here, or you kind of in the shadows and not feeling so good? You don't sleep well, you don't feel energized, you got some aches and pains, you're a little overweight, out of shape. How you feeling? What about your spirituality? You feeling, your values, your principles, your relationship with God? You kind of in the shadows? A little cold, a little frigid, a little rough, a little uncomfortable? Or are you out in the light of Christ and the light of God and the light of heightened awareness and enlightenment? Whatever your religious philosophy is or your beliefs, but your values, your morals, your principles, your standards. Right? Are you in the light? Emotionally, how you doing emotionally? Kind of in the shadows? You throwing some pity parties? You get angry real easily? You're frustrated? What are you feeling most of the time? I love to ask this question. What is your predominant emotional state? Think about that. Like really think about it. What's your predominant emotional state? What do you feel most of the time? You feeling like you're in the light or in the shadows? You're kind of cold and frigid, a little uncomfortable. Some people are kind of miserable. They got a lot of stress, a lot of turmoil. Angry too easy, way too angry, too often and too much. Depressed, discouraged. How you feeling? And so I want to challenge all of you. Man, great life lesson here in this one valley, one side and the other side. And really it's a choice, guys. We let the light in. So get some light in your life. Watch great videos. Read great books. Have your daily rituals. And you guys watch my other videos about what books to read and about daily rituals, about how to get more inspiration and how input determines output. but make sure you prioritize your time. I got up early this morning, even stayed up late reading a great book, the Confessions of St. Augustine. Awesome. Got up early to study some more, a biography on Bonhoeffer, to study from Isaiah. You know, you're just constantly in those daily rituals, getting light into your life, having meaningful conversations, doing meaningful and purposeful work. If you get up every day and you do something that's working on your mission and your purpose, that's making the world a better place, that's making you better, right? Your personal plan, your life plan, your growth plan, your improvement plan, instead of just, rolling out of bed late, checking your social media, wasting your time, whatever, and just kind of going through the motion, going to a job you don't like and taking classes you don't like and, arguing with people and getting angry and frustrated and hoping things work out. But we've got to be intentional about bringing in the light, and all of a sudden everything gets better. And the people on this side are like, oh, those guys are so lucky. Why is my life miserable? And we all have that choice to step across. Like that great book by C.S. Lewis, The Great Divorce. He takes this imaginary bus ride from hell to heaven, and some of the people get up there and they're like, oh, it's so bright here and everyone's so happy. I'm just getting back on the bus, right? They didn't want to be there. They didn't want the light and the goodness. And a lot of us are like that. Sometimes we'll get in the slump in life and get kind of grumpy and ornery, and we'll stay in the shadows. So get light, lots of light. Let in as much light as you can. Let your whole life be lit up with light, so you start to shine and you start to reflect the light to others. Oh, man, it makes life so good. So choose the light. Today, start doing something that brings light in and make it a ritual. Something so special to you, you don't miss. That every single day you bring light into your life. Reach upward.